Hello viewers, I am UKDemonDude and I am going to be playing a game called KSP-Pt1. This game is currently free and I would highly recommend downloading it. You can find it on www.KSP-Pt1.com, I think it's com, might be net. But yes, the idea of this game is to create a rocket to orbit the Earth. Well, up until now it's to orbit the Earth. And there's an update coming out soon which will allow you to actually fly to the moon, which I'm relatively excited for. I probably should be explaining what these things are. This is a parachute. This part here, he says, this part here is a parachute. It's kind of self-explanatory what that does. It stops you from falling to the ground in pain. This is a decoupler. It separates the stages of the rocket, so this would be stage 1, this would be stage 2. This is a fuel tank. Fuel tanks, well, hold fuel. There are two different types of engines. There are the liquid fuel engines and there are the solid fuel engines. The difference between is the liquid fuel engine we need fuel tanks for. Whereas the solid fuel engine, it just goes. It has the fuel in it already. The downside with solid fuel engines is that they tend to explode if you use a few too many of them. So we're only going to be using 2, and I've already forgotten a piece of the rocket that's relatively vital. You don't have to use this design. This is just a fairly simple design that works quite well. I don't know if we'll get this one to orbit the Earth. I can't remember if it is this design that actually orbits, or whether it'll just crash and burn. This is a winglet. This will help control your ship. This, he says, this is an SAS module. This will also help control your ship. That is the fundaments of a basic ship. These little struts here are decouplers too, but they don't get rid of a stage, they get rid of individual engines. So anything that's on these decouplers will count as an individual stage on its own, unless you put them further out. Okay, so we're going to name this Mr. Typing Mr. Crashy Mark 1. And we're going to launch it, and we're going to see how far we can get when it decides to start. Right, as you can see here, there are 2 little boxes. If you press T, it activates your SAS, which is that little gem right there. If you press R, it activates your RCS. We do not currently have an RCS, so we're not going to bother about that. The upside with liquid fuel tanks, I forgot to mention, liquid fuel engines, I forgot to mention, is, see this here? This is your throttle. You can adjust the amount of power being forced out of that engine. And this is your G-force counter, your accelerometer, majigga bobber. These are your pilots. Don't be worried about them too much. Well, do be worried about them too much. They can't die unless you crash, so you're okay. This is your speed. For some reason it's switching between 0.1 and 0.0 meters per second. 1,600 meters per second is 1 mile a second. This is your time warp. You can time warp to ×2, which will make things go twice as fast as normal. These are your stages. It shows you all of the parts on your rockets. There's our fuel tanks, there's our liquid engine, our winglets, our solid fuel boosters. Right, so let's launch this baby. You press space to launch, and that's loud. Give me a second. That's much better. That might be a little bit too low. Anyway. As you can see, our SAS is being put to work a little bit to try and keep our rocket as steady as possible. It can fill that entire bar, only if it goes insane like this, and it will do everything it can to correct it. If I press E, which is to, right, that distinctive sound was the solid fuel boosters running out, so you press space, and that ejects them off of the radial decouplers. Sorry. And, well, oh, God, it's going off a bit. This is your gyro ball. This basically tells you where... Oh, God. That didn't work at all. This basically tells you where you're going. Oh, God, no, 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 God. Don't do it. Don't do it, Rocket. Rocket, no, no, no. Oh, this is going to go horribly wrong now. No. Give me a pingy. Okay, we're going to see if we can save our pilots, because for some reason the rocket decided it doesn't want to play today. So we're going to wait till 1,000 meters and press space, which deploys the parachute. Yes, screw you, gravity. And going, and that's what we don't want to happen to us. So, well, that didn't work very well, did it now? I was expecting that to go slightly better than it did. And now I've lost my rocket, so I can't carry on explaining what parts there were on it. Damn. Yes. Anyway. Let's just see if we can land safely. We landed safely. At least our pilots are alive. That's a good thing. Anyway. End flight. Vehicle assembly building. I wonder what was wrong with that. Did it just career out of control for no apparent reason? Let's try moving these up a little bit. Drag is in effect in this game, so if you are, say, these here, they will cause drag to the rocket. And just because I can, I'm going to put parachutes on them. And I'm going to use this I think I'm going to use the same parachute too. The Hydra parachute. It's rather effective. Alright, let's see if we can get it down again. Gonna full speed the engine and hope it doesn't explode. Because explosions are bad, contrary to popular belief. We're gonna skip forwards with the blah blah blah, the time warp. I keep saying and it's going to irritate me if I carry on saying Space. Those engines should fly off, the parachute should deploy, and we can bugger off over here. I think. He says. Have they just exploded? I have no idea. They had parachutes, so I'm assuming they worked. I'll check. Oh, you can scroll in and out by using the middle mouse button. You can turn using the right mouse button, and you can, well, the left mouse button doesn't really do anything. If you press M, as you can see, it shows you a map. The apoapsis is how high your rocket's going to go at its current velocity. So if we just stopped accelerating altogether now, we'd get to 21,000 meters, 22,000, yeah, so on and so forth. This is your atmosphere level. The atmosphere is currently on its nearly third stage, which is getting low. We're nearly in space now. What's my apoapsis at? 50,000. Right. When it gets to 100,000, we're going to begin trying to orbit. Okay, that will do. Right, we're going to turn this way because I'm feeling awkward. And this has comparatively gone easily. But it's a good thing it did, because it just goes to show how little a thing can actually change the way the rocket works. Anyway, as you can see, this arc here is getting longer. That is our control pod, and currently our apoapsis is 87,000 and increasing, declining even. But this is continuing to grow, which is a very good thing. And we ran out of power, which means we're going to land there in about, I have no idea. I wonder how fast I can go. We're out of atmosphere, so I can go quite fast. Yay! Oh, ran out. Oh well. So, yes, this has been slightly more successful. However, I wish I could speed this up even more, because I'm coming close to my time limit. Whee! Look at the ring go! Why you no do? Stop! Hey. Skadoosh. Yay! Oh, okay. SAS module. The decoupler, as you can see, the decoupler disappeared afterwards, and our rocket is going to fly off over there now. Whee! Looks like our rocket's having a fun day. As you can see, the pod is going absolutely everywhere because we're re-entering atmosphere. I believe in a future update there is going to be a moon somewhere, and there's going to also be re-entry fire flare. Yes, so as if there wasn't enough ways for our astronauts to die horribly, there is now. Oh my god, that parachute's huge, and it's not working fast enough. Oh, and now we begin the terribly slow descent into death. Which actually isn't death. I tell a lie. We're probably going to survive. In fact, I know we're going to survive. Unfortunately, we're in the middle of the ocean, so they're going to have to try and dispatch a speedboat or something to come pick us up. When the graphics are turned up high, I can't, because when I'm running my recording program and this, for some reason, my laptop decides to die a lot. Anyhow, I completely forgot what I was saying. No, not relaunch and flight. Anyway, this has been Kerbal Space Program. I highly recommend at least giving this game a try since it's free. Free games. And yeah. I am UKDemonDude. I will always be UKDemonDude. And goodbye.